The NBA draft is every superstar's first step into the league. It's also where NBA franchises can be built and praised for making smart decisions. But oh boy, if you mess up, you could set your team's future back for seasons and will likely find yourself at the top of the lottery year after year. We've seen it time and time again, a decade later wondering, how could a team possibly pass up on him? How did the Timberwolves have two chances to draft a future unanimous MVP in Steph Curry, yet take two other point guards, one who didn't even play more than 2 seasons with them? Another huge example of this is when the Bobcats landed college star Adam Morrison in 2006 with their 3rd overall pick. It's easy in 2020 to say, how did they take this guy over players like Rajon Rondo, Kyle Lowry, or Paul Millsap? You can't blame them for being impressed by a prospect who averaged 28 points per game in their college season prior to the draft, and was drawing comparisons to Hall of Famer Larry Bird. But with the countless amount of hours put in by scouts, many fans hope their teams are educated enough to look deeper than the stats. The 2020 NBA draft definitely isn't garnering nearly as much hype as last year's, or even the ones before it. Many casual basketball fans learn about prospects through March Madness, which was stripped from us this year due to the pandemic, leaving even the top players in the draft not being well known. The only player that almost everyone knows and has the most amount of hype is LaMelo Ball. This year's draft day will be close to 4 months later than planned, but there are some big-time draft steals that will somehow get overlooked in the scouting process even with the additional time given. Keep watching till the end and we will show you the top 5 sleepers of the 2020 NBA draft. Before we start with the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon for more interesting videos. The first player that teams are already sleeping on is Desmond Bane. He's a 6'6" senior combo guard out of TCU that is projected to go in the 2nd round of this year's draft. Last season, he averaged upwards of 17 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and shot 44% from 3. Some people that have been scouting him over the past couple of years regard him as a potential draft steal and will make a GM look very smart, especially because you can't go wrong with taking him in the 2nd round or late in the 1st. Teams see players who spend multiple years in college as prospects with lower ceilings and a pick less likely to become a star. But Bane is so special because of his 3-and-D potential. He's very versatile on both ends. Offensively, he's a very solid finisher who can finish with both hands. But what has raised him up the boards is his elite shooting. Despite his unorthodox form, he is a great shooter off the catch, off the bounce, and movement. Being 22 should not be a reason for teams to look past Bane. Players like Damian Lillard, Jimmy Butler, and CJ McCollum all spent 4 years in college, and I'm sure every team would love to have them on their roster. He's a high IQ, smart positional defender both on and off the ball. Quick hands and feet on the perimeter, and due to his size, listed at 215 pounds, he can bang down low with some bigger forwards. A comparison that best fits Desmond Bane is current Rockets wing Eric Gordon. Both are elite off-ball shooters that are above average defensively and can make a big impact on a team's winning. Teams that fit him the most and should look into drafting the potential steal are the Knicks, 76ers, and the Timberwolves. All 3 of these teams are in much need of off-ball shooting, and Bane will bring them that as well as defense on the other end, which no team can complain about. Next up is a huge defensive potential player in Tyler Bey, who is a 6'7" junior forward out of Colorado that is projected to be a late 1st round to early 2nd round draft choice. Last season, he averaged 13.8 points per game, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 53% from the field, and 42% from 3, while also being named Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. Offensively, he's someone who plays above the rim with ease. Beyond the arc, he shot well on a small sample size, but the upside is definitely there due to his nice mechanics and quick release off the catch. Defensively, he's one of the best in this draft. He's elite on the perimeter with his quick hands and feet. Inside, he has a great vertical pop that makes him a high-level rim protector. A comparison that best fits Tyler Bey is Andre Roberson, but with more shooting upside. Both are known for being elite lockdown defenders, and we all know defense can win you championships. Teams that should be looking closely at Bey are the Nets, Rockets, and the Jazz. All 3 of these teams need some more 3-and-D presence at the forward spot to continue to progressively contend for a title. Tyler Bey could be the missing piece they need to move forward, especially with Houston. He'd seamlessly fit into their small ball playstyle while being able to guard positions 1 through 5. Next up, we have ourselves a shooter, and we all know that shooters are at the top of teams' wish lists in today's era. We're talking about Kira Lewis Jr., who is a 6'3" sophomore lead guard out of Alabama that is projected to go mid to late 1st round. This past season, he averaged 19 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and shot 37% from 3. Lewis has gone under the radar due to a long list of guards that are projected to go at the top of this year's draft. Much of the focus has been put on players like LaMelo Ball, Cole Anthony, and Anthony Edwards, but Kira should exceed expectations and go down as one of the best players in this draft due to his outlier quickness and good outside shooting ability. Offensively, he's a good all-around point guard with a speedy, quick first step and acceleration. He does a nice job finishing in traffic despite his lack of size and frame. He's also a good shooter off the bounce and catch with upside as a movement shooter. Due to his quickness, he'll be able to collapse defenses, which opens up for his teammates, kind of like what Russell Westbrook does to rack up assist numbers. Defensively, due to his size and frame, he's not switchable. But overall, he is capable of guarding point guards and small off guards. His lateral quickness helps him out on that too. A comparison that fits him the most is Ja Morant. Both use their speed and athleticism to play above the rim and to kick out passes to their open teammates. Teams that he'd fit well with are the Bulls, Suns, and the Wizards. Mainly just 3 teams where he can get a chance at a starting job and have the ability to play next to 3 elite young guards in Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, or Bradley Beal. Though the Bulls have multiple point guards already on the roster, Kira's playstyle could be the best fit alongside LaVine, leading to him landing a starter role. We also have to show some love to our big men, and here we have quite a good one for you. Xavier Tillman is a 6'8" junior big out of Michigan State that is projected to go mid-second round. Last season, he averaged 14 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and shot 55% from the field. Although he is undersized as a center, in the NBA, he will be valuable due to his versatility on both ends. Offensively, he's a great finisher inside. He doesn't have a great vertical pop, but his nice touch and length inside makes up for it. He ranks as the best 5-spot passer in the draft, elite anywhere on the court. Also, Tillman has nice mechanics on his shot and has a projectable NBA range 3-point shot. Defensively, he's very high IQ. He makes great reads and rotations on the perimeter and inside. Even though he's not a great athlete, his timing in terms of rim protection makes him a big threat inside. A comparison that fits him the best is Al Horford. Both are somewhat undersized for their positions and are good perimeter-oriented bigs on both ends. Teams that fit him the best are the Grizzlies, Timberwolves, and Heat. All 3 teams could very well use him as a potential defensive presence with offensive upside in a backup role. With 3 years of college experience, Tillman could come in and have an immediate impact for a rising team. What better way to end this list than with an elite shooter who can catch flame at any given time? Isaiah Joe is a 6'5" sophomore off-guard from Arkansas that projects to be a second-round pick in this year's draft. He averaged 17 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 38% from 3 on 11 3-point attempts per game. Joe's 180-pound frame could be a worry, but he's already shown signs of getting bigger. He's gotten stronger. He's put on good muscle weight. You can see that, Arkansas insider Kevin McPherson said after seeing Isaiah in May. Offensively, he is an elite 3-point shooter and efficient from beyond the arc on the countless attempts he takes per game. He's a very good off-ball player due to his relocation skills and his ability to catch and shoot and be a movement shooter at a high level. Tyler Hero. Both are great shooters from anywhere, can catch fire in a second, and are solid defenders on the perimeter at the 2-guard. Teams that fit him the best are the Warriors, Rockets, and the Wizards. Joe would excel in an offense that depends on a lot of 3-point shooting. On all these teams, he'll be able to fire up the same amount he was able to do at Arkansas. This year's NBA draft isn't that top-heavy when it comes to franchise-level talent, as it was in previous years. But there's reason to pay attention to the depth of the draft shown in these 5 players, who could potentially prosper in the right situations. That's all, folks. That was our 5 potential steals in this upcoming NBA draft. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have anything to share about any other prospects, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching.